brawl. Who's to blame for that last Plymouth goal? Welcome back to our Hornets walk. Was it Tom Cleverley? Was it Kayambe? Was it Bachmann? These three are going to have their say on it, and I'm pretty sure I know which way it's going to go. We're also going to talk about the Christmas fixtures, who's out of contract for Watford in the summer, given that we're going to start talking about January transfers, and the FA Cup draw is next weekend. So who do the Hornet fans here want as their dream tie? Welcome back, Rio, Aaron, and Luke, of course, to the quickest 20 minutes of Watford content on the internet. If you haven't yet dropped us a subscribe, we'd really like you to do so. So crack on and do that. We'll get Aaron's view on who is at fault for the second and equalising Plymouth goal.
I think it's definitely Kayambe for me. I mean, that pass that goes out for the throw-in that then leads directly to the goal is horrendous. All he has to do is slam that down the pitch and the referee blows the whistle when it's full time. But he just puts in the most half-hearted slot down the line towards Bayo, goes nowhere near him. And then I think people blaming Bachmann. I can sort of see the grievances maybe with the first. I think he shuffles to his left and then stays so still. But for that goal, there's no way never in a month of Sundays does he save that.
Yeah, I think you called it Powder Puff Power League. Did you pass or something like that?
Yeah. No, Kayambe played a pass that I have seen 50-year-olds at Power League on a Wednesday make easily.
All right, let's get some Twitter views on it then. We know it's gone now. I'm recording this before the midweek games. Henry says, letting a game slip like that when we could have scored 6 is a finable offence for every single player defending the goal in the last 10-15 minutes. Shocking game management again, and it won't change. Sort it out. And some of the worst game management you'll ever see against the worst side we'll play all year. Rio, do you agree with that it was the game management of your players that meant you didn't come away with 3 points?
I agree it was. I wouldn't say it over and over again because it's the first time we've lost points from winning position this season. But Henry and the other guy, they've got a point because Watford teams, you don't really associate them with much bottle, especially in like bigger games, let's say, when it matters, derbies and whatnot this season. But yeah, terrible game management. Kayambe, as Aaron said, smash it as far down the pitch as possible, and the ref blows a second moments later. And the fact we could have and should have got 3 or 4 goals. Bayo and Chapdazzi missed 2 very good chances second half, and we could have got 1 more in the first half through Porto. So I think it's our fault. You'll live to regret it if you don't take chances, and that's what happened.
Absolutely. It was echoed by Snowboy, who said Kayambe was at fault. He should have launched the ball out instead of trying to find Bayo, who we know can't trap a ball. A dreadful giveaway in the end. And Luke, Warren says, more sickening was we paid 18 million, around 80 bags of sand a week for someone that couldn't hit a barn door. Ben says, actually, that one's on Cleverley. No need to take Morris off. Why was Anaka Lauza still on? We gifted it to Argyle. Do you agree with that point?
Yeah, so I'll start with the game management point, and I think it's more of the opposite to it. I think it's we can't kill off games when we need to. I think in terms of majority of our results you look at, we've won by 1 goal at home or away, other than the Sheffield Wednesday game, of course. And our game management, I think, is pretty good. We seem to not really have many chances against us towards the end. It's just we can't kill the game. Like there were so many points in that first half that we could have been like 2-3-0 up and out of sight. And we should have been 100%, and we just can't kill the game. It's what's really frustrating about us at the moment. I think our game management was okay. That Kayambe pass again was absolutely abysmal. I think all of us could have played that, or at least just hoof it. They literally scored after the times went, essentially. And for it to be Andre Gray, if anyone does follow me on Twitter and follow me for a long time, they know I have a huge vendetta about Andre Gray. I've really never liked him. I honestly was so happy when he left. I think I even posted some like Jose Mourinho thing celebrating when he left. I did not like him at all in lockdown, and it was just so inevitable for him to score 1, but score 2 goals, which fair play was unbelievable. My friend I watched it with said I didn't speak for apparently 10 minutes after. I just didn't say a word for 10 minutes. I was like in shock that Andre Gray could even do that. Fair play to him. He got his lick back against us. So fair play.
Yeah. I wasn't going to raise it actually this week because I think it was Aaron who said this time 7 days ago that put money on it happening. And
we need that clip.
I daren't raise it, but go on. You've raised it now. Did you throw anything at the TV, Aaron, at all when that happened, or were you?
No, I mean, I did put money on it, so I won a little bit. But yeah, I couldn't believe it. Andre Gray has not made a single. He's never hit a ball that well for us in all of his games. And then he goes and scores 2 great goals against us when he comes back first. It's just the most Watford of things. And like Luke says there with the game management, our game management's pretty good, but we absolutely cannot kill a game. We have to let them be in the game still. We I don't know. They need to sort it out, because every single game we play, yes, we've seen them out until that one, but they're just so nervy because we allow the other team to be in it the whole time. We can never just win one comfortably, bar Sheffield Wednesday.
Oxford should have had one at the end last game.
Yeah,
that's true. To be fair to you guys, that you're the 6th team that Plymouth have done that to. Blackburn, Preston, Sunderland have all gone there and conceded goals after the 90th minute. It's just what they do. However, it's not gonna help. What about Tom Cleverley criticism then about the substitutions? Rio, are you having a little bit of that, or is that unfair?
Oh no, because Shavadazzi, obviously he's been on internationals. He was shattered, and Kayambe, I guess, even though I don't know what his position is, he brings a bit more balance. As he can do a bit of both defending and attacking. Oh no, I find it weird that players like Sissoko maybe are still on the pitch. I do like Sissoko. I think the criticism for him is maybe not justified, but the fact he was the most shattered on the pitch and he's had a month off says a lot. And I agreed with bringing the likes of Sierralta on, I guess, because obviously Morris, he was having a really good game, to be fair to him, but not really that physical presence. And obviously, 90th minute, you're going to be lumping balls in the box, and Sierralta's our tallest player, I think, so makes sense. And both fullbacks are knackered, so I see why he took Larouci off, I guess, but Sema's not any more defensive minded.
Right. All right, we'll leave the Plymouth game there then. 2 games this week. We are recording this, of course, before the midweek game, but we are going to have a look at Christmas fixtures now and see what you guys think of what's to come. First of all, Luke, you hear a lot of footballers and managers complaining about the amount of football played over this period. As fans, we love it, but are you sympathetic at all to the fact that your players will be playing 9 games over 30 days now?
It's one of those 50-50 things, back to like the football fan thing. As much football as you want, I love it. But when you think of it actually from a performance side, it is understandable, but it's not like everyone's in the same boat. Do you know what I mean? Like every single club's going to play the game on the 26th or 29th and the 1st. It's a tough gap to sort of play in rest, but that's when your depth will be huge within these 3 games, especially that Cardiff game, because I think we'll make a few changes for that game. I think that is when it's really, really tight. And I think we do have depth for performance to come on. I feel like most players we bring off the bench, I'm quite confident that they can play well. It'd be good to see like players like Vata come in. We've said it quite a lot of times. It'd be good just get a bit of rotation in, and I think we have a lot of confidence in them performing.
Okay. I look at this list, Aaron, and out of all the teams we've done so far, I think this is the nicest looking set of Christmas fixtures of any team. I can't see, perhaps apart from Burnley away, I think this could be a 8-game unbeaten. Oh no, I won't finish that sentence. Just in case. But can you see the neutrals point here? That's a nice looking list, isn't it?
Absolutely not. It will not be an unbeaten run at all. But I think if you're those Watford players and if you're Tom Cleverley, you have to fancy yourselves in this run of games. I mean, these are teams in this list that we need to be beating, even if you take any kind of form or start the season out of it. Cardiff and QPR, especially having 4 games there against those 2 sides, you need to be winning all 4 of those. I think Hull. I know they've not been very good, but that's a nasty one to do midweek in that big block there. I don't think that one will be too favourable. And like you say, Burnley away, but no, we need to rack up points in this run here.
Okay. All right, then. We'll be with you, of course, every step of the way. If you haven't yet subscribed, please do so. We love making this content for you, but we like to pay these guys at some point, so you can help us achieve that. Rio, the January transfer window, we'll switch our conversations to that in the next couple of weeks. But before we get there, I want to talk to you about the players out of contract first, because that's really a conversation for the club to start tying down some of these that you don't want offers coming in for in January. Not that perhaps many of these would attract them, but Jonathan Bond, Agbonna, Alfie Marriott, and our good friend Ken is out of contract in June. What would you do if you were in charge with those four?
I'd definitely bring back Festia Ebiselli. He's been quality for both England and Ireland. It was frustrating to see last Sunday, but yeah, obviously got quite a few loanees there. Ogbonna still haven't really made a judgment. He's only played for 5 games, and depends if he picks up another injury as soon as he comes back into the side, then maybe I wouldn't keep him on. Jefferson, I don't even think we'll have to wait till the summer. I think he'll probably be gone in January. He's got a knock, which is quite easy to say. And Larucci, I'm torn on game by game. Sometimes he's really poor, but then Friday night I thought he was really, really solid. So I'll let that play out. And likes of Tikvich, he hasn't even got a game. Says it all. He's one for the future, but on loan. So maybe that makes sense. Bond, he's done a good job, and he's still 30, 29, something like that. So he's not aging, is he? That much, especially for a goalkeeper. And obviously, Bio, he's already gone to Udinese, but I think it's a bit of a purple patch anyway.
Okay. Luke, disagree with anything there?
No, I personally would agree. I think Ebiselli is the one we would want to keep right now. At the end of the season, I noticed the good old Udinese little switch over, so it should be fine unless Udinese want to keep him, which, to be fair, I wouldn't blame him if they want to keep him. I'm happy with our goalkeeper depth. I think Jonathan Bond's good to have as a sort of a backup. He's performed well when he's been asked to play, and I think that warrants for him to stay. At the end of the day, he was signed on his contract as a backup keeper, so no more reason to keep him. And with Jefferson, I haven't seen enough of him yet. As you know, I'm not the biggest fan of him. So I probably would just leave it at the end of the season. But who knows? He might perform well if he gets any games in the cup, or like we said in that December run, he might get more of a feature.
Yeah, we didn't know you didn't like Jefferson. You've not mentioned that.
I know. I'm going to get in every week. He's going to score eventually. That's why I get it in each week.
Aaron, let's finish with you. Anything you do differently to what your colleagues have said?
Not really, no. I think, Ebiselli, they need to be, well, I mean, it's Udinese, so they just talk to themselves over the same desk. But no, that one needs to get done and tied down. LaRouche, I wouldn't know whether to activate his option yet. Obviously, Bio's gone, and do you know what? It may be a purple patch, but he is actually playing well, even if his goal was a bit fluky against them. I thought he had a really good game. As for, I think the only real significant person out of contract there is Ken. Sentimentally, I love Ken. I think he's been a really good servant to the club, and he definitely had some good years. But he isn't maybe the shoe-in to the starting 11 anymore that he was once in the Championship. Maybe if I don't know what his wages are like. I think he's a nice personality to have in the dressing room. I would keep him around if he became sort of that bit part player that plays when we need to rotate. I think he's fine for that. But I think if he wants any more than that, or if he wants to sort of go and finish his career somewhere else, that's fine. He is sort of like a Watford cult hero at this point. So I think they sort of just respect his decision and let him do his own thing.
Yeah, it's like killing Bambi's mum. You can't get rid of Ken.
Exactly.
The happiest footballer I've ever watched in my life. Right, okay. Thanks for that. Let us know your comments below. Finally, this week is FA Cup second round action this weekend. So we're asking the question. If you were in charge of the balls, so to speak, what would you do and where would you put Watford? Now, before I ask you this, when we've asked all other clubs, weirdly, they've said, oh, we'd love United, love Arsenal, but we'll probably end up with Watford away. It's like Watford is like the one tie nobody wants for some reason. You and Preston, I don't know what. You know,
we feel the exact same about them because we always get a Championship tie at home. And if you go through my tweets and you search Watford Cup draw and then me, you'll just see complaint after complaint of every crappy draw we get.
All right, let's fix it then, Luke. Drawing the balls, what do you want and where?
Whoever the lowest ranked team is away, I love to go to. I remember we went to Woking and our great run in 2019, and that was just great. Just go to small grounds. No Prem teams, please. I just can't be bothered with it at the moment. I'd love a small club away where we've only got like 500 allocation. It'd be brilliant. And it'd be good for the other club as well.
Would you not want City at home just to get a bit of revenge for Carabao Cup and
Yeah,
the
I
FA
know.
Cup final? No?
I'd rather leave Pep to it.
Okay, fair enough. Rio?
Well, to be fair, we've had our fair share of Premier League games as we were in it for 5-6 seasons. So I'd like a lower league team because obviously don't get the chance to play them that often. Or I think the last good cup draw we had was probably Woking. So if Wealdstone beat Wickham, wouldn't mind Wealdstone away, local.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I don't think it's going to happen, but yeah, wishful thinking. Aaron?
Well, my local non-league side, Kettering Town, are as of now still in the FA Cup, so that would be absolutely amazing. It would be a 10-minute drive to the ground, so that would be a wicked away day.
Okay.
But on the flip side, I actually would take a big team at home. I would like to see a sort of, and especially if we got put on sort of the late game, like a Saturday night or a Monday night. I think it'd be nice to see the Vic actually get up for it again, because I feel like that's sort of the catalyst it would take, or Luton at home maybe.
Okay. All right, let's manifest it then. Kettering Town away. That's what we want for Watford, please. If you can arrange that. Right, thank you very much, you lot. Thank you very much, of course, for watching. We'll see you. We've got 2 games to review next week. Good luck, of course, at the weekend. We'll see you all then. Have a great week.